Greetings, peoples of the interwebs. Jake here, and so, as you can tell by the title, new podcast coming. However, this podcast will not be on the Pacey Pell Productions YouTube channel. This is a new podcast that I started with my friend Will, and it'll be on Podbean, which I'll leave I'll leave a link in the description below, so that way you all can check out the new podcast, because we've already recorded our first episode, and the name of the podcast is Shogun's Gateway to Animation Recommendation, and it's all things anime. Because I'm a big fan of anime, have been since I was a kid, growing up in the 90s, with all the classics like Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, all that stuff. And in the first episode, that's kind of the main focus of our discussion, is what were some of the series that first got us into anime, what are some of our personal favorite series, just, throughout the years of watching different series and all that, and, a few current ones that we're watching or have been watching recently. But essentially, this will probably be a bi-weekly recording schedule, just because both me and Will are super busy with jobs and personal lives and just everything else going on, to where doing it on a weekly basis like we do with the Pacey Pale Roundtable podcast, it's easier for us to kind of fit in at least a once a week kind of routine. But basically with, I think the format we're going to go with for animation recommendation is every time a week we'll kind of reconvene, talk about an anime series we'll recommend to each other, and then after we've recommended the series, once we've watched it, we'll get together, kind of discuss it, review it, give our thoughts, what we liked, what we didn't like, or just overall thoughts, and again kind of just talk about just anime in general, maybe talk about some other series we've been watching recently, or just other series that we really liked. So that's going to be kind of the thing we do, is just kind of trade off every week. He'll recommend a series to me, we'll both watch it, and then once we get back together, we'll kind of talk about it, and then I'll recommend one to him. But also, we very much like to hear from you all. If you have recommendations for anime that you'd really like us to just check out, discuss in a future episode, leave your comments below, hit me up on Twitter, all that stuff, because that's part of it. We want to hear from you all, and just because we like to watch new series, we're always open to suggestions. But probably for the first couple episodes, we'll just kind of trade off between the two of us, and again, definitely watch some of the ones that you all recommend, and maybe make that part of our, I guess, part of the episode is, we'll recommend to each other one that you all suggested. So it's, pretty early in its development, because we've only recorded one episode. Hopefully going to record the second one later this weekend, depending on how things work out. But again, if not, this is just for fun. We just get together whenever we can and just talk about anime and all that stuff. But it's a lot of fun just because, again, I've been a big fan of it, of anime of all sorts since I was a kid, and no one else in Pace, Richard, or Reverend Spaceman, Jordan, or Dave are real big into anime, so I don't really get to talk about it a whole lot on the Roundtable podcast, whereas now, full hour-ish length podcast on just all things anime, which is fantastic. So, if you're all interested, and just checking it out, again, I'll leave a link in the description below so you all can check it out. Hopefully you all will enjoy it, but feel free to leave feedback, what you thought, things we can improve on, or again, just leave suggestions for anime series for us to check out. And if we have already seen it, then we can definitely do, we can still spotlight it, do a review of it, if it's something that you all really want us to talk about. Because that's going to be the main, I'd say, pretty good portion of future episodes, is just going off what you all suggest. Whether we've already seen it or not, or if it's the new one, we'll still, rewatch it or review it for you all's entertainment. So yeah, that's one of the things we got going on right now. And again, it's probably something we will start implementing with Pacey Pale Productions, to start using Podbean, just because it distributes our podcasts through all sorts of podcasting apps like iTunes and all that stuff. So that way it's just more accessible for you all and any new viewers who might check us out on, iTunes or whatever. But obviously we'll still use the channel. I'll definitely keep uploading the podcasts and stuff like that, and other videos. So no need to fear of the channel dying out or the podcast not being uploaded and all that stuff, because they will still be up probably on the same schedule, like a video every week, maybe two, depending on how things work out with schedules and just free time. So yeah, really looking forward to starting up a new podcast, because I just love talking about things that I enjoy. And oddly enough, there are people who have subscribed to this channel enjoy listening to us talk about movies or comics or whatever. It still baffles me that there's many of you out there who have subscribed to the channel, but it's really cool. So keep it up. And really, even if you're not a fan of anime or the things we talk about here on this channel, just, if you know a friend or family member who likes that kind of stuff, just, send them on over, share a video of ours, spread the love. Hopefully they'll enjoy it. And, on Podbean, feel free to rate and comment and all that stuff and share it so that way more people can check out the new podcast. And, of course, like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff with Pasty Pale to, again, spread the words. So that way, we'll do more things. We already have a lot more stuff going on with Reverend Spaceman's channel, with the Toy Aisle, and we got some other things going on in the pipeline. So, as always, just keep up with the social medias. Like us on Facebook at Pasty Pale Productions for news and updates, all things going on with the channel. And related to Pasty Pale, again, like, I'll update you all on, the new podcast I got going on with Will on Shogun's animation recommendation, Toy Aisle, all that stuff. Just, like us on Facebook for all information on that. Twitter at Pasty Pale Pro. Follow us for Pasty Pale polls, kind of to help us to, figure out new things to discuss on podcasts for the round table. And, kind of news updates, all that stuff. And as always, you can follow me at Irishman Jake, all one words, and just tweet me whatever your thoughts on a movie you just saw, TV show, suggestions for topics to discuss in the next podcast, whether it be on Roundtable or Shogun's Gateway to Animation recommendation. But that about wraps up this video. Hopefully you all have enjoyed, and hopefully you all will check out the new podcast, and again, leave feedback whether you enjoyed it or not. Just, leave some feedback so that way we can improve. Or again, leave feedback on ways for us to improve here at Pasty Pale Productions. We are very much open to suggestions, and just open to other ideas. If you have ideas for videos or podcast topics, feel free to submit those either here in the comment section, Twitter, Facebook, all that jazz. So, thanks everybody, and until next time, cheers.